After weeks of speculation and visible tension inside the Ducati Lenovo garage, Francesco Bagnaia has once again found himself in the spotlight both for his results and his emotions. The Italian rider silenced his critics by taking pole position and winning the sprint race at the 2025 Malaysian Grand Prix in Sepang on Saturday, a result that appeared to mark a turning point after a turbulent season. Having already collected 37 points from back-to-back podiums in Japan and Malaysia, Bagnaia seemed to rediscover the sharp form that once made him unstoppable. Yet the celebrations inside Ducati's camp were accompanied by a sense of confusion even from the team's general manager, Luigi Dall'Igna. "I honestly don't know what's happening," admitted Dall'Igna with a half-smile. "In Malaysia, everything worked perfectly, while in other circuits, we've struggled without clear reason. But we're happy Pecco did an extraordinary qualifying and a brilliant race." That statement, while diplomatic, hinted at deeper uncertainties within the factory team. Ducati's engineers have reportedly been experimenting with new GP25 configurations, leading to unpredictable performances across recent rounds. Bagnaia himself admitted in post-race interviews that he and his crew had introduced some different things on his bike, a subtle confirmation that Ducati may still be battling internal technical discrepancies. Despite the weekend's success, the relationship between Bagnaia and Ducati remains a talking point in the paddock. Rumours of growing tension over development direction and data sharing with Marquez's camp have fueled speculation of discontent. Several insiders suggest Bagnaia felt overlooked after Ducati appeared to prioritise feedback from Marquez during mid-season tests, an accusation neither side has confirmed publicly. Dall'Igna, however, was quick to dismiss the notion of a rift. "People say our relationship has cracked. That's simply not true. Pecco is a double world champion, and Ducati owes much of its success to his consistency. There's mutual respect, always," he stated firmly. Still, Bagnaia's visible frustration earlier this season, including a reported outburst in the garage after a poor qualifying run in Misano, continues to cast a shadow. Insiders at Borgo Panigale describe an atmosphere of high pressure and nervous calm, particularly as Ducati begins planning its 2027 rider lineup. Bagnaia's contract runs until the end of 2026, and with names like Aldeguer and Martin eyeing factory seats, management is keen to stabilise internal relations before renewal talks begin. Adding another layer of intrigue, Dall'Igna chose to publicly praise Gresini Ducati's Alex Marquez and rookie sensation Fermin Aldeguer for their outstanding campaigns. "They've both done amazing things this year," said Dall'Igna. "Alex has been consistent, and Fermin's aggression and maturity are rare for someone so young. It shows the depth of Ducati's talent pool." Such comments have not gone unnoticed by observers, who interpret them as subtle reminders that Ducati's future options are wide open. Bagnaia, meanwhile, remains defiant. "Enough talking," he said sharply when asked about his relationship with Dall'Igna. "We'll show everything on track." For now, Ducati can breathe a little easier. Sepang provided a morale boost and a return to the top step. But beneath the surface, questions linger. Is the GP25 finally behaving as Bagnaia demands, or was Malaysia an isolated success born from perfect conditions? The coming rounds will provide the answer, and Ducati's future planning may depend on it. Bagnaia's win in Malaysia may look like redemption, but the cracks inside Ducati are difficult to ignore. The GP25's unpredictable performance suggests unresolved setup inconsistencies, possibly linked to aerodynamic updates introduced mid-season. Moreover, the communication gap between rider and management appears to be widening, with Bagnaia demanding greater control over technical direction, a luxury Ducati might hesitate to grant given the arrival of Marquez and the growing influence of satellite riders like Martin and Aldeguer. If Ducati fails to manage this internal dynamic, it could face a power struggle unseen since the Lorenzo Dovizioso era. Bagnaia remains their most successful rider of the decade, yet his emotional volatility contrasts sharply with Marquez's calculated aggression. As contract discussions for 2027 loom, Ducati's challenge will not only be engineering superiority, but also maintaining harmony between two of MotoGP's most combustible talents. The mood inside the Ducati garage after the Malaysian Grand Prix was a mixture of relief and quiet anxiety. While everyone celebrated Bagnaia's dominant performance, several insiders revealed that the victory debrief lasted unusually long, far beyond the normal post-race discussions. Engineers reportedly debated whether the GP25's improved grip and corner exit in Sepang came from setup changes, tyre behaviour, or the newly introduced swing arm component tested earlier in Japan. That uncertainty is what troubles Ducati's hierarchy most, the fact that even success seems difficult to explain. According to sources close to the team, Bagnaia's emotional reactions throughout the season stem not only from on-track frustration, but also from feeling technically misunderstood. The Italian has always been meticulous about data and feedback, often asking for specific adjustments that align with his smooth riding style. However, Ducati's approach in 2025 has been increasingly data-driven, with engineers relying more heavily on simulation analysis rather than rider instinct. This shift, while logical in theory, has occasionally clashed with Bagnaia's old-school racing intuition. Behind the scenes, some engineers have expressed concern that the constant back and forth between Bagnaia and the technical department could delay the GP26 development timeline. Ducati typically finalizes its base concept before the winter test, but insiders hint that disagreements over chassis stiffness and aerodynamic evolution have slowed progress. If unresolved, these differences might create a ripple effect heading into 2026, a crucial season before the new regulations take effect. Adding further complexity, Bagnaia's camp reportedly wants stronger contractual guarantees for 2027 before negotiations even begin. His management team is said to be pushing Ducati for greater influence in bike development and a clearer hierarchy within the factory squad. After seeing how Marquez's arrival has shifted attention and sponsorship dynamics, Bagnaia appears keen to reaffirm his position as Ducati's primary figure. The management, however, is treading carefully, wary of repeating past internal conflicts that destabilized the team during the Lorenzo Dovizioso years. Interestingly, Bagnaia's public composure contrasts with the internal tension. In interviews, he often speaks of teamwork and unity, yet those who observe closely during practice sessions note his visible frustration when communication with the crew falters. His body language, long silences in the garage, sharp gestures towards data monitors, tells a story that words never fully capture. While Ducati insists that harmony remains intact, there's little doubt that the relationship is being tested like never before.